Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。Hello everyone, today we are going to do the pencil crayon drawing. So, let's get your papers ready. You can use mixed media paper. Okay, that can be used for dry media and wet media. And of course, you can use the sketchbook. Okay, what kind of blend you have, you will see the sketch on the cover. Okay, what if you don't have any one of them? You can use the printing paper. Okay, so printing paper is working as well. Then, of course, you need to have the erasers, pencils, and the sharpener. Alright? And also I need you to prepare 2 different tracing markers. So I need to have 2 different sizes. One is like the fine markers. One is the thin marker like the needle. So you can compare these 2 are different. Alright? So you need to have your tracing markers ready. And of course, at the middle of the class, I will ask you to get your pencil crayons. Alright, we will going to color with the pencil crayon at the middle of the class. Alright, so let's get all the stuff ready for the class. Hello everyone, today we're gonna making some donuts. Okay, and we try to make it looks even more real. Alright, so today we're gonna spending a lot of time on the coloring because we are not going to trace for today. Okay, so since we try to do something real, so we have to make sure the scales are correct, right? I don't want to see something looks a little bit too small, too flat, too skinny, or too big. Alright, so the scale is very important. So this is my paper, alright? I'm gonna do a square at the middle top. So right, left, right space, and the left space are equal size. And I try to make it look like the square. It doesn't have to be exactly like the square. Which means you don't have to find the ruler to do the measurement. Okay, so that's my square. My square is on the top, but locate at the center. Okay, locate at the center, but a little bit higher because we're gonna make 2 donuts. Alright, so that's focus on the first square. Alright, so we have to do a little bit math. Okay, so I want to divide the donuts into 3. So we have to divide the square into 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 3. Alright, so on the 1, 3, I have to do a horizontal line, cut this like this, and leave the top like this. Alright, so now I'm gonna borrow the same size, this one, and do another rectangle under but close to the right. A little bit, see the same height, same height. Okay, so this top will be my donuts number 1, and the bottom one will be my donuts number 2. Alright, okay, so I'm gonna do the cross from these 2 corner, here and here. Again, on the right top corner to here. Not the bottom, not here, has to be here. Okay, adding a diagonal line, crescent, diagonal lines. So we got the big X, but I didn't make the line looks properly, so I have to retry it. Okay, even I make the mistake, so I just fix it, not the big deal. Alright, so I got the big cross on the top. Alright, so let's see. We have a big rectangle with a X. 2 small rectangle at the bottoms. One is just below the big square. And the other one is a little bit to the right. So we have big one with the cross, 2 small one, and these 2 will looks like the same. Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna make a oval on top of the rectangle, and make sure your oval is touching the edge of the box. Good, the oval. All right, now I have to do curve up and touch the bottoms. That's my first donut. It looks tricky, right? All right, so I'm gonna do a C shape at the middle of the donuts right here. So let's see, where's the cross? The cross right here. So I add in the C under the X, the center of the X. So you're adding here. Okay, this is my basic shape. All right, so I can remove the box when I finish the donut shape for my first one. So I can erase that. So we always keep our paper clean so we don't confuse ourselves, isn't it? Keep it clean, nothing extra. I have to make sure they are clean so I won't confuse and you won't confuse. Alright, so I finished my first shape. Now how about the bottom one? So same thing I'm gonna do from here because they are layered to each other. So I touch the bottom of the donut, do the curve shape, touch the bottom, curve up, and touch. Alright, so right here, not going to be too big, and make sure the line is smooth. Okay, make sure the line is smooth. And we are not able to see the middle part of the donut because they are layered to each other. So when I finish, I'm gonna erase the box. We don't need that anymore. Alright, okay. So now we have to start to decorate our donuts, but we were going to do the icing together, the creamy star on the top of the donut. Then you can put any topping, like sprinkled, if you want to put the Oreo crunch or sugars or any other thing like the gummy bear, your choice. Okay, but we're gonna do the icing all together. All right. So I'm gonna use a little bit darker pencil so you can see it's more clear. So first of all, icing has a thickness, right? So let's see. I'm gonna do is, see, I make it outside of the donuts, not on the donuts. And curve is dripping. See where I'm dripping it? I do it under the oval I made. Right? Under the oval I made. I do it randomly. They are not the same size. If they looks like the same, it looks boring and not real. Okay, so now same thing on the right, going out, touch, and join. All right, and same thing at the middle. So let's see. I have the curve. Remember, we have the letter C right here. Okay, then same thing, I'm gonna add in the icing because it's gonna go into it right there. Okay, and the icing is shiny a little bit, right? So I have to outline the highlight so we know this area that we are not going to color, it has to be highlights. See where I add in the highlights? Around the oval I made. Okay, and I have something right here. I have a field. Alright, so same thing, I can erase the donuts inside here because we don't need them anymore. We have covered by the icing, so we won't see it. Alright. I know some of you can't wait to do the topping. Just give me a few minutes, then you're gonna have the time to do your own design. Alright, and the bottom one. I want to have a bite of the donut. So I want to choose a corner, maybe here. 1, 2, about 2 fingers. 1, 2, about 2 fingers width. Alright, so I'm gonna do it from here. A curve, because we bite it, so we have to make sure it's a little bit crumbs. Okay, then let's see. I'm not doing from the top, I'm doing from here. About a finger lower than the donuts I made. A finger lower, right here, and do the curve. Same thing, we bite this and touch the point we made. Then I'm gonna erase the line in between. Because I have a bite. Okay, then let's see. I add in a diagonal line right here because we ate the donut. Okay, then I have the small curve right here. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna add the icing on top. Curve out and dripping different size very randomly. And right here, go down and going out. Just make the line more clear so you can see. All right, so same thing, we have to add the highlights, right? But the bottom part is a little bit tricky, so I'm gonna do it right here because it covered, so they won't have too much place to have the highlights. But we're just adding something, right? 1, 2, small, and 3. And dripping down, we have 1, big, small, big again, small. All right. Okay, so yeah, now it's your time to decorate your donuts or around the donuts. All right, feel free to decorate it. You can add in something you like or something you always want to eat. Okay, but try not to making the joint become too complicated because we are going to do the colorings with the color blending. Okay, if you have something too complicated, you have to spend even more time on the coloring. Okay, you can save that for your free time, but now we just focus on the donuts and try to add something can help the donut become a complete joint. All right. Alright, so don't worry if you haven't done your decorations and the background. Okay, so that's it. I just very simply to add in some sprinkle and some icing dripping, and I have a small tag and I have small crunch on the side. Okay, because I want to focus on the donut, not the background. Okay, so now we're gonna have our 3 minutes water break. And remember, this time we are not going to trace with any markers. Okay, we don't trace it. We try to challenge ourselves to do the coloring nice and keep the color neat, so we don't need to trace anymore. All right. So now you have our 3 minutes water break. If you haven't done your drawing, keep working on it. Don't waste your time. Then for who is finished, you can go to drink some water, use the washroom, and get your pencil crayons ready for the next session. Alright, now is our water break. During the water break, you can complete your work, drinking some water, use washroom, stretch your body, and get ready for the next sections. Alright? And don't forget to coming back when the timer is done. Use your break time wisely, okay? Don't waste the time just sitting right here. Our water break is almost over. Make sure you got everything ready for the next sections. Almost the class. Get ready for the next part.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so welcome back everyone. If you haven't done your outlining, you have to go quick, okay? Then for who is ready, I want to think about the color first. Alright, so let's see my sample. I want my icings is maybe hot pink, so I like the strawberry. So I have to choose the strawberry color. So I was thinking about the pink, but not too light. This one is the neon pink. It doesn't look right for the food, so I have to keep searching, right, until I got the right color. Oh, right here. Oops. this one. Then let's see which one is better with the pink. Yeah, I want to use the ruby. Oh, they both are the ruby red. Alright, so I'm gonna choose two colors are similar, but one is the main color, one is the shadow color, a little bit darker. Okay, so how can we make the color clean and neat without tracing? We actually use the pencil crayon to choose. Let's see. I have my pink and the ruby red. So which one looks darker? This one, right? So I'm gonna use this one to trace the icing area. So let's see. I trace a little bit harder. So you can see where is my icing. Slow. I'm gonna trace on it because I don't want to erase anything after tracing with the pencil crayon. All right, so see, I'm outlining, but let's see, I'm missing here. And how about the highlight? I use my light color, the pink color, to trace my highlight. So I won't confuse. Here doesn't need to color, but still need to be cleaned. Alright, so how about the sprinkle? Use any color you want, okay? So for example, I want some sprinkle are green, so I'm gonna trace it with the green color first. Some could be blue. And it could be red, orange, whatever you want, okay? And the donuts, I'm gonna use the light brown colors. So where's my light brown colors? Let's see. I hope it's not too dark. Oh, maybe this one. And this one's too dark. I'm gonna find something more like the bakery colors. Here, I think this one. Okay. So same thing. This is the light color. This is the dark color. I'm gonna use the dark color to trace. To trace my donuts. All right. So now you got the idea what we gonna do for the first step. We're gonna use the colors to trace our outline first, then we're gonna do the coloring after. All right? So you don't have to copy any color from my drawing, but you have to think about it. Which main color come with what shadow color? Okay, so my pink color will come with my ruby red color because they are the family color, but it looks darker. And my donuts color light brown and come with a little bit chocolate brown or milk tea brown, slightly darker. So if you want to use the main color like this, the dark color could be green or turquoise. Okay, so now you have the idea. Now you can start to do the outline with the pencil crayon. Alright, so no worry if you haven't done the tracing. Okay, let's see why. Okay, here's the thing I forgot to mention, that because we bite the donuts, so we will see the break inside, right? So you will see some layers. That's how you break the break, the texture inside the donuts. Okay, so I'm adding some waving lines in it. Okay, so present this inside of the donut. Okay, so how can we do? So let's do the base here. So I want the icing color like the main colors. So I'm gonna just color it very smooth and just one single color. Let's see. Be careful, we are not going to color the highlights. We have to skip. And make sure the color is very smooth. No white space, only the highlight is white. Then keep the pressure like the same. Here is the icing as well. Don't forget to color them. No white space, be patient. A little bit right here. Color will take a lot of time if you want to make the color look good. Alright, so remember we have our second color, the shadow color. So where we gonna need to apply the shadow color? Okay, the color has to be under the first donuts because it's located on top of it, but not too heavy, not too much, just here, just right under a small area, and do it dark, medium, light a little bit, and right here as well. Okay, and inside this one we have to color here a little bit darker, and we're gonna add a little bit dark brown color to help, because this is a deep hit inside. Over that up on top is looks like this. Okay, and where is it? We have to color on the right of the dripping parts, all the curve. See all the curve, very small. On the bottoms, on the right, and do dark, medium, light slightly. So let's see the comparisons. I add in the shadow, looks more pops out. Without the shadow, flat, right? Even I have the highlight, it doesn't help that much. But when I add in the shadow, it becomes more real because he has the thickness. It looks like he has a curved shape, right? So adding the shadow can show lots of quality. So let's do the quality on our joints. Alright. If you have topping on your second donuts, you have to be careful, you have to skip away. Alright, so same thing on the right, I have to do the same things. Okay, alright, so how about do the donuts? We have to use the same color, the light color, to color everywhere smooth. Be careful, we are not color on top the icings. Don't forget the right side. And you might have the question, what about inside? The inside should be brighter. Okay, so I'm looking for the peach to make the color looks brighter or different than the outside. The outside will be more tint because outside we just boil it. All right, so the color should look different. All right, but it doesn't look like the donuts. It looks something yellow, right? So how can we add in the shadow? Add in the shadow under the icing. Let me finish the half so you can have the comparisons. I only add in the shadow on the right side of the dripping. actually only on the right side and the bottom a little bit. I didn't add in the shadow on the left, only on the right. And add in the shadow. Dark, medium light from the bottom to the middle. Dark, medium light from the bottom to the middle. Don't forget the curve here. Dark, medium light color from the bottom to the middle. Okay, let's see the comparisons. With the shadow, without the shadow. Okay, maybe not clear. Let me do it very quick on top. Without the shadow, flat. With the shadow, something pops up. Okay, so now I want you to take your time to finish your icings, the bottom parts and the top. The bottom part and the top. Okay, you have to finish the donuts and the icing, and we were going to deal with this one after we finish the outside of the donuts and the icing. Okay, so don't worry about your topping for now. Just focus on the brick and the creamy sauce stuff. Alright, so if you haven't done the base color for the donuts and the icing, it's okay. So let's see mine first. I have something small right here because we didn't see the hole on the bottom donuts, right? But we will see it. So I just slightly color here like a small oval, a little bit darker. See, I color the icing slightly darker inside this oval and around here. And remember, we have a big oval and we're gonna color a little bit slightly very light color, very light. It's very to see it, but you can see some under the color around the oval, but very light. So you will see the top looks much brighter than the side because I add in a little bit shadow color on the side. So you will see the top and the side, right? It looks like 3D. We have the top face and the side face, okay? All right, and also I add in the shadow on all the sprinkle, just right on this. It is a lot of drop, but it comes with the quality. I just add in the shadow, the darker color under it. Looks like this. Okay, I didn't use the brown color or the gray color. I just used the icing, the shadow icing color to do it right under. All right, and how about here? We was mentioned that. So I'm gonna use same the light brown to do a slightly shading, very light, just on top of my waving, like dark, medium, light, dark, medium, light. That's it. Okay, so when you finish all the base, you finish the donuts color, the icing, the topping, and now you can start to color your decoration. So for the decoration, I'm still want you to use the color blending. I know it takes lots of work to do, but it will come with a very nice joint. So try to do it. It takes time, but it will look good at the end. All right, so finish the donuts, finish the icing. Now you have to start to add in the decorations and the background color. So when you're all done with your joints, don't forget we have to add in the shadow just right under the donuts. Let's do the shadow for the bottom ones. I just slightly shadow. I don't want to make the shadow go too big. Side a little bit. The bottoms and the crunch. The shadow, the sauce has the shadow, the icing has the shadow, even just dripping on it. And the tag, we might not see the shadow because it's a little bit further, a little bit high. But here, I'm gonna add a slightly small shadow on top donuts. Very small. Alright, and I'm gonna have a little bit shadow inside the letter C. The view, I don't want to have too much. Lights, so we can see there's a little bit darker. Okay, so that's it. That's our donuts for today, alright? So you can find the spot to sign the name and write down the date. And hopefully you can use this graphics or the drawing into your holiday. Alright, we might start to eat something more sweet during the winter break. Yeah? Alright, see you next week. When you complete your drawing, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，跟写上日期。Bye bye, see you next time.